EMG Radio, episode number 25. This is the first episode of 2014, so we're kicking off season 3 right now. This is Randy. I'm going to be hosting a solo today, and we have just a handful of songs, so we're going to have a short show today. Much shorter than usual, and I know I've said that in the past and then put out like a 2-hour long episode, but really, it's going to be a short show today. 2014, one of my personal New Year's resolutions was to bring you more EMG radio, to go twice monthly, bi-weekly, which is a misleading odd term because it can mean twice a month or twice a week, really. We're not doing twice a week. That's insanity. We're going twice a month instead of last year's whenever the fuck I felt like it. So you might occasionally get shorter episodes, but don't worry, you'll get those epic 3-hour episodes where we have like 4 co-hosts and it's just insanity for 3 hours. But today it's just me. It'll probably still just be insanity. Got a few songs to play. I already played one at the beginning as per promised towards the end of last episode. In case you didn't hear it, it was episode 24. It was our holiday episode in which me and Lou talked about all kinds of holiday things, and we played a whole bunch of tracks. We played an Ezra Yates song at the end of the show, as we usually do, and I promised him, since I was kind of at the moment feeling bad about putting Ezra Yates at the end of the line every time, I promised him we'd play one of his songs at the beginning of the next show before even the fucking intro. So that's what we did. That song that opened the show today was Holy Spaces, Control-Alt-Destroy remix by Ezra Yates. And it was actually kind of a holdover song from last episode. I was thinking about playing it last episode, but then we got some new Ezra Yates to play for you. But that song is off the EMG compilation album Destroyed, a collection of remixes by Control-Alt-Destroy. And that came out in November, I believe. You can check that out at e-m-g.bandcamp.com. And as always, hit up Ezra Yates at Ezra Yates, that's EZRAYATES.bandcamp.com, to check out his huge library of music. Now, I do have a few topics to talk about today, but like I said, this truly is going to be a short episode. It'll be a little more akin to what radio really is, where you have people talking for just a few minutes, and then you actually listen to some music instead of 20 minutes of talking, then you hit a 5-minute song and repeat, rinse and repeat. So, before we get to that, before I basically drop all the conversation I have right at the beginning, we're going to go ahead and swing into another song. The next track we have to play for you today is, I'm not sure how this is pronounced, but it's IX by Space Disc Jockey. I'm assuming it's just IX. Perhaps it's 9. I don't know. But it's Space Disc Jockey, and this is from the album God K. You can check out more Space Disc Jockey at spacediscjockey.com. Enjoy. That was IX by Space Disc Jockey. I'm not sure that I'm pronouncing the title of that correctly, but that's how it's spelled. IX by Space Disc Jockey from the album God K. Again, go to spacediscjockey.com to check that out. The last couple Friday nights, he's been putting on this cool show called The Hypercube. He streams it on Google Plus and YouTube, and then, of course, after it goes live, you can watch it again on YouTube. I believe it's at youtube.com/spacediscjockey. But basically what he does is he'll come on and you actually get a look at his face, and he intros the show, talks about what he's going to do, and current goings-on in the world of Space Disc Jockey. And then he gives you a video feed of various photography and artwork that he's done, and he performs some ambient music live for... The shows have been about 40 minutes long, a pretty big chunk of live ambient music. It's a very cool show. You should definitely check that out. Now, you may notice this is kind of a low-key show, kind of maintaining a low energy today. It's Sunday. I'm just kind of kicking it by myself in the dungeon box. Don't have a monster in my hand, so I'm not bouncing off the walls just yet. I'm not sure if the show will go long enough for me to bounce off the walls, but that might be a good thing. You could almost think of this is like the NPR of EMG radio episodes. Oh, here we go. Maybe I could practice it. This could be like my my NPR resume piece. All right. Here we go. And you're listening to EMG Radio. This is the non-threatening, elderly-friendly radio hour with your host, Randy. Up next on the non-threatening, elderly-friendly EMG radio show, we have a relaxing little song by a band called Antecantamentum. This is called the Melancholy Tale of Lot's Daughters. You can find this on antecantamentum.bandcamp.com. That's ANTECANTAMENTUM.bandcamp.com. Enjoy this relaxing little tune. That was Antecantamentum with the Melancholy Tale of Lot's Daughters. You can find that at antecantamentum.bandcamp.com. It's from their latest album. It just came out, I believe, in October, it said. Now, since it's right at the beginning of 2014, I found this interesting article that linked to the Nielsen and Billboard's 2013 U.S. Music Report, so I thought we'd take a little look back on 2013. This might interest regular listeners, but should be particularly of interest to our musician listenership. According to the Nielsen and Billboard's 2013 U.S. Music Report, streaming of music is up 32%, with 118.1 billion streams in 2013. So streaming is up 32%. Digital album sales held steady with no real change from 2012, while vinyl LP sales increased, and this is interesting, increased 33%. Now I'm not sure what all they track here. I don't know if this includes stuff like Bandcamp. I'm kind of thinking it doesn't, and that's obviously where a lot of the EMG artists distribute their music. From 2012 to 2013, physical sales of CDs went down 14%. The year-end highlights, they say streaming continues to be a very bright spot for the music industry, with more than 32% growth over last year, and this includes a 103% increase in on-demand audio streaming. Just kind of a look at where the music industry, like the actual music industry, is at. Not that we didn't know all this. It seems that the music industry is usually the last to realize what's working. But anyway, could be interesting information for musicians out there looking at the most viable way to distribute their music. Obviously, as we've been saying, for the most part, digital is the way to go, which is exactly why you hear us mention this Bandcamp.com all the time. Most of the artists that let us play their songs distribute their music, for the most part, digitally, but you can also set up physical sales through Bandcamp.com, but it's a free site that allows you to upload your music. You retain all the rights. Of course, they only retain enough rights to host your music there, but you're giving them permission to do so by uploading. That's why you hear Bandcamp.com mentioned so much in conjunction with all these artists. There are also supposed to be at least one service popping up in 2014, and I'll have more information on that later on. I'll have to do more research. I don't want to drop it out there and have you guys look into it and it turn out to be kind of some type of scam, but there's supposed to be some service coming up that will distribute your music to iTunes and Google Play and a lot of the major digital distributors free, supposedly. There's probably going to be some kind of transaction fees for PayPal payments and such like that. But that's kind of interesting if you're looking into how to spread your digital distribution a little further on the kind of budget that we're all working with, since we're indie artists doing this on our own. No budget. Moving on now, seeing how I promised you a short episode, we're going to go ahead and play our final track for this evening. The next track comes to us via another project involving Daniel Maldonado, like the last project, Antecantamentum. This is his solo project, Thaumiel Sonozaki, which if you listen to the show, you should be very familiar with. This song is called The Cry of the Cicadas. This is from the album Scarlet Ethereal. You can get this at thaumielsonozaki.bandcamp.com. There's that bandcamp.com again. Enjoy it. All right, that was The Cry of the Cicadas by Thaumiel Sonozaki from the album Scarlet Ethereal. You can get that at thaumielsonozaki.bandcamp.com. And that does it for our show tonight. Thank you for joining me, kicking off 2014 of EMG Radio. I promise the entire rest of the year will be much more high energy than this episode has been. But, we had to kick it off somewhere, so I decided to kick it off easy and light. We'll build up. This has been Randy doing away with that old sign-off. It's dead now. But I will leave you with this. This is a quote by, unless the internet has led me astray, which I'm sure the internet would never intentionally do. This is a quote by Victor Hugo, the French poet and novelist. Music expresses that which cannot be said and on which it is impossible to be silent.
Thank you for listening to EMG Radio. EMG Radio is an electronic media collective production for the Electronic Musicians Group and is a license under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives 3.0 Unported license. All music contained within the EMG Radio podcast is property of the respective owner, subject to the respective copyrights and/or licensing and used here with permission. For more EMG Radio, visit emgradio.com and check out more Electronic Musicians Group. Go to facebook.com/Electronic Musicians Group or hit us up on Twitter at twitter.com/EMG Artists.
Here we go. Hold on. Check this shit. Yeah, I gotta get into it. Yeah. Fuck, this ain't working.